WACP, the place to be, for we are creative people, and some place to be on a conference call with Professor Lambert. And the reason for this conference call, we've had a lot of discussion on skin color, race, and shades of colors, white men, black men, white women. I mean, none of us can help how we were born, what color we come here. But because somebody has promoted this thing about color, we have to talk about it. And we have somebody on the line that really would like to talk about this, would really like to express their opinion. Professor Lambert, can you come in, please?
I'm here. And how you doing there, Hassan?
Excellent, excellent. We've had hot discussions in our community, and we just want to talk with community members about this. We had a discussion on black men and do they prefer white women and light-skinned women. And we talked with one of our sisters who is light-skinned, and she really told it all. But now we have Professor Lambert, who has a lot of experience in a lot of different areas, but this time we want to talk to you about this particular subject. What do you have to say about this whole thing about race and color, and what is your experience?
Well, let's don't go into race yet. Let's jump on the light skin and dark skin with respect to black people particularly first, because I'm very passionate about this. I am a victim. I was brainwashed as a young man. My grandmother, who had fair skin, always tried to brainwash me and tell me that dark-skinned black people were evil and light-skinned black people were not evil. I don't know why, but for some reason, I guess because of my experiences with both shades of black people, I rejected that brainwashing. I knew that was not true. One of the things that I'm very passionate about is I do research. I do sociological research. I also taught sociology. And one of the vehicles of my research is Craigslist, where women are advertising for men and men are advertising for women. And as a black person, it breaks my heart to look at Craigslist and see women saying, I want a light-skinned man. That just breaks my heart. The thing is, it's like, let me give you a metaphor, an analogy. If you want to go buy a car, you might say, I want a white car, or I want a black car, or a yellow car, or a red car. But more importantly is, how many people will it hold? How many miles per gallon will it get? How big is the trunk space? The color of the car is not the thing. And, it's not important. The thing is, the skin color complexion of a person is not important at all. In fact, I just wish I could grab every black person and grab them by the forehead and scream, heal, because you don't choose people based on skin color. What you want to do, and you don't choose people based on bulging body parts, and it just breaks my heart to see I want a light-skinned woman with a big rear end, or I want a dark-skinned woman with big breasts. That makes no sense to me.
Well, now, you grew up, and in your childhood, you were fair complexion, and you have curly hair. I mean, that's another thing they add to it. I mean, what is the texture of your hair and all? So what's your experience on that?
My experience was twofold. In the beginning, that got me dates. And in the end, I wasn't dark enough, I wasn't black enough, I couldn't get a date.
Oh.
The thing is, I've seen a change. As a student and as a teacher, I saw a change where at one time all of the majorettes in high schools were fair-skinned young ladies. And then when dark-skinned teachers got in control, all the majorettes were dark-skinned. This light-skinned, dark-skinned thing hurts us because it's the criteria is phony. Let me give you the correct criteria. when you are looking for a mate, you don't consider light skin and dark skin. You can consider two things. You say, what can I do for you to help you in your life, and what can you do for me? We need to be teammates. One of the things that men should ask women and women should ask men is, where do you see yourself 5 years from today? If you can envision that person, you can be with that person 5 years from today because what they want to do 5 years from today, that works. For example, when I was looking for a mate, I would go to an attractive woman, be her light skin or dark skin, and I would ask her, where do you see yourself 5 years from today? I asked one woman that. She said, well, I'm going to be in Africa doing missionary work. Well, I personally didn't want to go to Africa, so I went away from that table. Mm-hmm. I asked another woman, where do you see yourself 5 years from today? She said, my biological clock is ticking. I want 5 children. Well, I knew I didn't want 5 children, so I ran away from that. The thing is, you got to pick somebody that's on the same page as you, that where you have the same goals, the same vision, and it doesn't matter the color of their skin. Wow. Now, if it had to matter, one of the things you should consider is dark-skinned people can be 90 and they will not wrinkle. The more melanin you have, the smoother your skin is going to be forever. And very, very fair people wrinkle up something awful. But in reality, skin color shouldn't matter. Now, one really, really great example, since I'm a scientific person, one of my favorite TV shows was Star Trek. They had an episode in the first Star Trek series where these two characters were fighting continuously. These characters had half their face white and half their face was black. And they were fighting, trying to kill each other to where there were only 2 people left. And Captain Kirk asked him, why do you hate each other so much? I mean, you both got white on one side and black on the other. And this is where the creator of the program was trying to teach us that this light-skin, dark-skin stuff was phony. And at the end of the show, when Captain Kirk asked, why are you fighting each other? Because to him they look both alike. He said, well, this guy is white on the right side. Which kind of emphasized how ridiculous this is. You're killing each other because you're white on the right side and he's white on the left side. And that's just as ridiculous as you're hating somebody that's light skin or dark skin. And then we are so many different shades, cocoa brown, jet black, blue black, dark brown. Where do you draw the line? Where is light enough? Where is dark enough?
Well, let's talk about the promotion, because obviously this came from someplace. And in the 50s, television was put into our homes, and we saw all different types of commercials and all different types of ads, and people were coming on, telling us things and promoting themselves as I'm the best, I'm the greatest, and as a result, they had this study where they showed these little children dolls. Can you talk about that?
Right. The thing is, it's like it came from the people in charge. The people in charge were white. The people in charge, so they created a thing. Light is right, yellow is mellow, black get back. That was so that they could stay in power, and that's a sociological concept. The first criteria of any group organization is to stay in power, so it's survival. So that's what they did. But see, that's not scientific, and that was blown to smithereens when Adolf Hitler, with his white master race, had the Olympics, and black Jesse Owens outran all of the white folks. And the thing is, it's like, the bottom line is, the key concept here is, if you're going to evaluate, then you got to go with science, and the thing is, it's like, white is recessive, and black is dominant. If you're going to say anyone is better than the other, you got to go with what science says. And darker is better. Bigger lips is better. Bigger nose is better. Coarser hair is better. But the bottom line is, neither of them should be criteria by which you choose people with whom to associate.
Martin Luther King said, judge a person by the content of their character. rather than the color of their skin. So basically, we shouldn't be judging at all except for basing on what we would compare ourselves with to be and to move ourselves forward to be
but there's a
better
problem
people.
there, Hassan. There is a big problem. This brainwashing that still exists today has a negative effect on your character. If people keep telling you that light skin is better and you're light skin, you start acting that way, and your character develops where you have a problem against darker skinned people.
Wow.
That brainwashing still exists today. But now, as you know, it's more subtle. You see on TV white models, light-skinned people. You see it happening. But the thing is, we are getting smarter, and as we get smarter, we'll know that light-skinned, dark-skinned stuff is phony baloney.
So moving into the new millennium, the age of Aquarius and all, our knowledge, our ability to go on YouTube and listen and learn things that we've never heard and learn, I mean, that opens up new avenues.
Yeah, but then again, I must admit, it won't be easy. The brainwashing is still happening. It's just more subtle. You see white women want to be with black men because of brainwashing, all kinds of mental things that don't exist. Black men want to be white women. I was talking to an acquaintance yesterday, and he said, my girlfriend is this, and my girlfriend is this, and then he added, and she's white too. Like that's a big thing.
Like that's a big thing, yeah.
And the thing is, I knew he was still suffering from the brainwashing. The sad part, Hassan, is brainwashing lasts for decades, for generations, and we're not over it yet. We're getting there, but we're not over it yet. It's all brainwashing. And today, you still have people who believe that light-skinned folks are better. You still have people who hate light-skinned folks or hate dark-skinned folks, and they don't get a chance to get to the content of their character. They can't get past the skin color, and that hurts them.
Wow. So in our conclusion, of course, we're never going to conclude this, but what would you say should be done or could be done to get more knowledge, understanding, and open up our minds to this trick, this Willie Lynch syndrome kind of thing that have been heaped upon us?
It takes education. We have to try to educate our young people, and the thing is, the education is not happening. We have to educate our people. One of the things that made me cry, Hassan, was what you mentioned, where the young lady did the video of the white doll, black doll thing, and the little kid preferred the white doll. That's because of TV and media, and that broke my heart. But I heard a comedian once, Paul Mooney, said they didn't ask the right questions. They should have asked which doll is most likely to be a serial killer, and that's what you have to look at. The thing is, light and dark skin is a phenomenon that we need to throw away. We need to look at how people behave and what they're trying to do and what they want to do. But we've been brainwashed. If you go into any elderly person's house, you'll see a picture of Jesus, and he's got very fair skin, blonde hair, and blue eyes, and that's the biggest bunch of junk going.
And that is religion. Wow. So all of this is connected, interconnected, connect the dots. And like you said, religion has a lot to do with this. What we think of God, the concept of God. And then if you brought up with the picture of this so-called God on your wall, and this God is blue-eyed, blonde hair, or any other thing looking like anybody but you, then you're going to have an inferiority complex.
Yeah, well, one of the things that makes me smile is if Jesus were to come back and he was jet black, it would be a whole lot of Ku Klux Klan people say, just take me on hell. I'm not going to heaven. And that's on them.
Yeah.
Like they tell a story of a white guy was down, he needed a blood transfusion, and when he found out the blood was going to be black, he said, let me die.
Wow.
And the thing is, let him, okay?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, the man who invented the blood transfusion died from the fact that he could not get any because he was black.
Yeah, and one thing we need to tell people, as long as when you cut a person the blood is red, he's okay. Forget the skin color. If the blood is red, he's all good, or she's all good. That's the key thing. What color is the blood?
All right, then. Well, that's a good way to end this. What color is the blood? Let's think about that and stay tuned to WACP, the place to be, for we are creative people. WACPtv.ning.com. Thank you, Professor William Lambert.
You're welcome.